You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You can't handle the truth!
Well, we're giving you the Michigan Sports Truth, the show that reveals facts, truth, research, and statistics and never messes around. We lay down the entire truth about everything regarding your Detroit and Michigan sports teams, no matter if it's good or bad. No junk, no entertainment, no homerism, no coddling, no pop culture, no opinions, no shilling, and no fluff. Head over to our website at MichiganSportsTruth.com, follow us on Twitter at Michigan_Truth, and like our Facebook page, The Michigan Sports Truth. The hosts of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast do not take any suggestions or criticism from any member of its audience on how it should be run. It is up to the host to decide what they want to cover. They also do not intend to be any amount of popular in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Additionally, the views of the audience, right or wrong, do not reflect the actual truth revealed on this program.
And welcome to the Postgame edition of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast for Tuesday night, May 22nd, 2018. The Tigers get blanked by the Minnesota Twins 6-0.
That one is long gone!
Yes, 6-0, the Twins beating the Tigers, who are unwatchable. Clearly, don't just take Jeff Moss's word for it. See for yourself why you should tune away from Fox Sports Detroit, which is a crappy television channel as always, with their coverage of the Tigers, Red Wings, and Pistons. Bunch of co-conspirators there. Matt Boyd throws 62 pitches in 4 innings and gives up 2 runs in the 5th inning and 2 earned runs after Ron Garbagefire pulls him with 2 out and 2 runners on in that same inning. And then the bullpen gives up the other 4 runs. And the offense, it's being itself, not scoring any runs of their own. Tigers and Twins wrap up the 3-game series at 110. Twins looking for the 3-game sweep. Hopefully they get it. But this is an example tonight of why the Tigers need to keep losing, because their owner, Chris Ilitch, is someone who has no passion for anything, who, unlike his dead father, Mike, used to have when he was alive. Yet there are thousands and thousands of Tigers fans everywhere who continue to root for this team to win, mostly because they don't care. What they do need to realize is when they root for the Tigers to win, they are wrongfully supporting Chris Ilitch and his family, who own that team and the Red Wings as well, and mistakenly want him to stay as the team's owner. It's a spreading disease, and it is preventable. Fans need to realize that Chris Ilitch does not care about them or the Tigers, unlike Tom Gores, the owner, caring for the Pistons and their fans. Chris Ilitch needs to be forced to sell the team sooner by having his Tigers and Red Wings lose more games. It doesn't matter if they don't quite sink all the way to the bottom of the league's overall standings for a top overall draft pick. The Ilitch family is a total and complete legacy of failure, particularly for the Tigers organization, because the Ilitch family has never won any World Series rings, never won any World Series championships. Again, Chris will sell both the Tigers and Red Wings because of tax issues, as reported by the founder and editor-in-chief of the Detroit Sports Rag, Jeff Moss, which I mentioned before, via sources from 2 former Ilitch Holdings Incorporated employees. Yeah, former employees of Ilitch Holdings Incorporated. 2 of them from last year on March 8th, 2017. You can follow Moss, by the way, and the DSR on Twitter, at least temporarily, at DET Sports Rag, DET Sports Rag, for Detroit Sports Rag, and you can like its Facebook page, DetroitSportsRag.com. Also, check out his provocative and comprehensive website, as just mentioned, DetroitSportsRag.com. By the way, Moss also rightfully constantly bashes Tigers color color commentator on that crappy channel called Fox Sports Detroit, Rod Allen.
You are pathetic!
You stupid.
For mocking people who think the Tigers will lose about 100 games this season, and people are entitled to being real, and Rod Allen, on the other hand, continues to be an outrageous and defiant cheerleader on FSD's live airwaves, and just sticks up for his team anyway, like Chris Officer Barbrady McCoskey from the Detroit News. This is how embarrassing the mainstream media is in Detroit when covering the Tigers, especially in today's world. It is so unprofessional of them to do so publicly. And it's been going on for years, yet nobody does a damn thing about it in the lazy city of Detroit and its lazy greater metropolitan Detroit area. When will it ever stop? Screw it! That's my commentary, and that's all the truth I have for tonight. And I'm going to play an intro bumper to Louis Tenore's segment here. Hang tight.
It's now time for the National Sports Report with Louis Tenore.
All right, take it away.
All right. So we'll begin with the baseball scores here, and they go like this. Except for a few West Coast games, most of the games are completed. The Rangers hold off the Yankees 6-4. Hamels got the win. German got the loss, and Keela got the save. Reds over the Pirates 7-2. Harvey got the win, and Talon got the loss. Ooh, I think the Mets are sorry now. Okay. White Sox over the Orioles 3-2. Rondon got the win. Givens got the loss, and Jones got the save. As we just mentioned, the Twins blanked the Tigers 6-0. Lynn got the win, and Boyd got the loss. No contest here as the Astros were all over the Giants 11-2. Cole got the win, and Suarez got the loss. Big time. Royals over the Cardinals 5-1. Hamill got the win, and Weaver got the loss. Top 5 right now. The Rockies and Dodgers are tied at 2. No one on, no one out. Goodell is pitching, and Blackman is batting. No one on, no one out. Top 7, Athletics leading the Mariners 2-0. One on, nobody out. Cahill is pitching in Womack. Is that bad? Finals. Indians all over the Cubs 10-1. Bauer got the win, and Chatwood got the loss. Braves over Phillies 3-1. McCarthy got the win. Pasquale's got the loss, and Vizcaíno got the save. Blue Jays over the Angels 5-3. Happ got the win. Richards got the loss, and Clipboard got the save. Marlins put an end to the Mets 4-game winning streak with a 5-1 win. Smith got the win, and Wheeler got the loss. The Red Sox over the Rays 4-2. Sale got the win. Flaherty got the loss, and Kimbrell got the save. Nationals edged the Padres 2-1. Doolittle got the win. Stram got the loss. And finally, Brewers edged the D-backs 1-0. Albers got the win. Koch got the loss, and Kimbrell got the save. All right, so now let's check the standings, and they go this way. Yeah, looking at it right now, I think the Yankees just might have lost their stance of the American League East for now, but it's okay. It's only a half-game lead. So we'll just check that as soon as... Here we go. Yep, I was right. The Boston Red Sox have now regained the lead in the American League East, now at 33-15. Yankees are right behind them, though, 31-14, just a half game back. All the rest are way down the list. Blue Jays are 10 back at 23-25. Tampa Bay Rays are also 10 back at 22-24. and the Orioles 15-33, 18 back. It's not even June. All right. In the Comedy Central of the American League, the Indians are 23-23, have a one-game lead over the Twins at 21-23. Tigers 20-28, 4 back. White Sox 14-31, 8.5 back, and the Royals 9 back at 15-33. Boys, it's just pathetic. In the West, Astros 31-18. The Mariners 27-19, 2.5 back. Angels 4.5 back at 26-22. Oakland 25-22, 5 back, and the Rangers 19-31, 12.5 back. All right, to the National League, Braves 29-18 have a game and a half lead with the Phillies at 27-19. The Nationals 26-21, 3 back. The Mets are 24-20 at 3.5 back, and the Marlins are 18-30 at 11.5 back. In the Central, a very close race here. The Brewers lead at 30-19, have a 2.5 game lead over the Cardinals at 26-20. Cubs are 3 back at 25-20. Pirates are also 3 back, but they're 26-21, and the Reds are 17-32 at 13 back. In the West, the Rockies are 26-22, have a one game lead over the D-backs at 25-23. Giants are 2.5 back at 24-25. The Dodgers are 20-27 at 5.5 back, and the Padres are 20-30 at 7 back. All right, so we've gotten taken care of the standings. Let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule. And being that it's Wednesday, of course, there are liable to be some day games, and we start at the top of the list like this. 1:10 games. The D-backs will take on the Brewers, and the Tigers will take on the Twins. 1:15, Royals take on the Cardinals. 2:10, the Giants take on the Astros. 4:05, the Padres take on the Nationals. Evening games, a pair of 7:05 games with the Yankees versus the Rangers, and the Braves take on the Phillies. 7:07, the Angels take on the Blue Jays. Those goofy Bluebirds. 7:10, Pirates versus... we got quite a few 7:10 games here. I'll bring them down like this. The Pirates will take on the Reds. The Marlins will take on the Mets. And the Red Sox will take on the Rays. 8:05, Indians will take on the Cubs. 8:10, Orioles will take on the White Sox. 10:05 will be the Mariners taking on the A's. And at 10:10, the Rockies will take on the Dodgers. All right, so we'll go over now to the NBA, and boy, this game was a doozy. Just when you thought that Golden State was going to blow Houston right out, wasn't going to happen. I mean, this was a very strange game, to say the least, but the Rockets pulled out the win against the Warriors 95-92. James Harden had 30 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Kevin Durant, 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. They take now a 3-2 lead in the series. Tomorrow, we'll resume the Celtics Cavaliers game at 8:30. That game is on ESPN. The next time that the Warriors and Houston matchup is 9 o'clock, Thursday on TNT. And of course, another big game tomorrow night. Winner take all, Game 7 in the NHL, as the Capitals will face the Lightning in Tampa. I believe that game was at 8 o'clock. This is winner take all. Winner goes to the finals against the surprise team of the year, take on the Golden Knights of Las Vegas. And also on the schedule for that is that they have announced. Well, I'll get to that later. I also have some women's basketball, if anybody wants to know. The LA Sparks beat the Indiana Fever soundly tonight, 87-70. And down the list, the Washington Mystics beat the Las Vegas Aces 75-70. Las Vegas Aces. Yeah, I think I get it. It's kind of weird, but it makes sense. All right, so there are a couple games on the schedule tomorrow as well. 3 games, actually. Atlanta will take on Chicago at noon. Dallas will take on Minnesota at 8. And Seattle will take on Phoenix at 10. 8 and 10 p.m. It's not unusual to have this at some point in this part of the season. They do matinee games. So it's really not that unusual at all to have that take place. And just check to see for your local area to see if your teams are playing. All right, so now let's get to the news items of the day. Leading off, and this could be a long list. But hey, that's why I'm here, folks. All right. First up in the news department, discussions on the national anthem policy is going to continue tomorrow. There are no real answers right now. NFL owners spend hours today attempting to repair the national policy, an effort that expressed deep divisions among franchises and left them struggling to find common ground. The discussions are expected to resume tomorrow morning, with a resolution possible by the end of the day. I'm all for that. Among the possibilities discussed, according to sources, were allow each team to implement its own policy, clear the field of all personnel while the anthem is being played, and instruct players who don't want to stand to remain in the locker room while the anthem is being played. You see more controversy coming at this right now. Instruct players, impose penalties on teams and players who do not stand, including a 15-yard penalty and/or fines. Add contract language that requires players to stand or leave the current policy in its place. The league's current policy states that players should stand for the anthem, but do not require them to do so. It has allowed dozens of players to kneel during the past 2 seasons in protest of police brutality during the tyranny of President Donald Trump and others last fall. Trump implored owners to fire players who kneeled, saying it was disrespectful to the flag. Owners are divided on the best way to remove the story from the news cycle. They have worked with players to create $89 million social justice platform, but the issues remained in the public sphere following collusion charges from 2 players, quarterback Colin Kaepernick, and safety Eric Reed, who kneeled and remained as unsigned free agents. That Kaepernick was a little bit of sarcasm, of course. Some owners want to require players to stand while others do not. Most declined comment today, but the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, who threatened to bench any of his players from the last season, questioned whether there is enough support to require players to stand. It is not easy, Jones said. We got a lot of things that we are trying to balance. We have the interest in every contingency that is involved here and issues that are involved, and we recognize that with our visibility and interest itself, it has taken a life of its own. The overwhelming factor in the discussion, Jones said, is in the interest of the fans.
Oh.
Yeah, so just when you thought this was all over, probably not. All right, now continuing on with more news here. Well, a few days after Jose Bautista, let go from Tampa, he signed a 1-year major league deal with the New York Mets. and he wore number 11 tonight in uniform. Let's see what you can do now, buddy. All right, more news on the NFL. NFL owners give temporary approval today for a proposal to make kickoff start safer. The new rule will take effect this season, but will be reviewed next spring based on injury numbers and other factors. The NFL fast-tracked this rule after medical data that concussions were 5 times more likely to happen on kickoffs than at any other point in the game. A group of 9 special teams coaches authored the bulk of the plan earlier this month. While it may not look different to many fans, the format is intended to reduce the number of collisions involved in the play. That's easier said than done, my friends. But I don't really see how that's going to happen because it is a violent game, and it's just how it is. Okay, the primary charges are stop running starts for kickoff coverage teams, a requirement that 8 of the 11 men on the return team must be aligned in the setup zone within 15 yards of the ball. No blocking in the setup zone until after the ball touches the ground. No more wedge blocks. Kickoff teams must have 5 men lined up on either side of the ball. To limit the schemes designed to get 3 runners down the field. You really think it's gonna cut down on concussions? I don't think so. It's a violent game, people, and that's just how it goes. All right. Well, Jets fans, all I can say is, I'm sorry.
Butt fumble.
Yes. That sounds like what Eric would have said. Okay.
You're an 83 too.
Yeah. Well, my partner from the local show.
Yep.
New York Jets quarterback Christian Hagenberg. Well, what can I say? He's out, and of course, it's not really that surprising because the Jets were cutting down the quarterbacks. First it was down to 4, and then it was down to 3 before making a final decision on 2 quarterbacks. And my partner also is saying that he was shocked by it, saying that he didn't see that coming. Well, actually, I did. Christian Hagenberg is going to the Raiders for a conventional 2019 draft pick. So that's how that's going to work out. In any event, I don't see how it's going to help them because the Jets just really don't seem to have. The move came after Hagenberg made critical comments about the coaching staff to reporters. He said the past 2 seasons were very frustrating because he did not get any information on how to fix and address the mechanical flaws of the team. The Jets selected Hagenberg in the 2nd round of the 2016 draft, which was 51st selected overall. Knowing that it takes time to develop, they ran out of patience, and they traded upward to select Sam Darnold. Oh, boy.
Speaking of the Jets, I just messaged you on a video of the New York Jets professional football's butt fumble from urinating tree on Facebook Messenger. When we get done here, I want you to watch it. It's 8 minutes 27 seconds, but it's absolute 100% truth about the New York Jets.
Yeah, as any Jets fan would know, the way the season has been going, it's not surprising at all. They ran out of patience as they traded upward to Sam Darnold, 3rd in last month's draft. Jets GM Mike Keegan was criticized for that Hackenberg was just drafted way too high, and that is definitely a point well made there.
But slightly hilarious, by the way.
Yeah. In any event, they're just not. There were such high hopes, just not that long ago, when they came off a 10-6 season, and then they just fell apart in 2016, and then nobody was giving them a chance to do anything right in 2017. But they did exceed expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So at least, at that point, they did something, and maybe they'll have something more come this year. I would hope so. All right, taking a look at more news down here. All right. Oh, little news on the Yankees over here now. As you found, defending champion Aaron Judge will not be a part of the 2018 Home Run Derby. New York Yankees slugger Aaron Judge told the Post today that he will sit out the annual home run hitting contest scheduled for July 16th at the Nationals ballpark during this year's All-Star Game festivities. There is no need for it, Judge said today when asked about defending his title. Now, some people don't even think it's even necessary. I mean, but not to mention, it is kind of fun to watch. Judge won last year's competition at Marlins Park, beating Miguel Sano of the Minnesota Twins 11-10 in the final. He became the fourth Yankees player to win the Derby, joining the Bam Tino Martinez 1997, Jason Giambi in 2002, and Robbie Cano in 2011. That's before he became, this mess. The message became now he's going to be in an 80-game suspension. All right, continuing on. The Astros released former prospect John Singleton after his third failed positive drug test. By a rule, that means he is going to be serving a 100-game suspension. That announcement was made last night. Yeah, unfortunately, you know what the problem is though with that. You'd think they would learn better after getting suspended. The first time you get suspended for 50 games, and then your second offense is you're suspended for 80 games, and then the third offense is 100 games. Don't you think they would know better not to screw up again? Or are they just that stupid? So as I mentioned, the Stanley Cup Finals will begin on Monday. Vegas will have the home advantage regardless of who they play against. Games 1 and 2 will be played in Vegas on Monday and Wednesday. Games 3 and 4 will be played either Washington or Tampa. Game 5 back in Vegas. Game 6 either at Washington or Tampa, and Game 7 in Vegas. So that's how that'll work. Okay, very disturbing video of police using a stun gun on Bucks rookie guard Sterling Brown. Worries the mayor Tom Barrett. A video showing the incident could be made to the public as early as tomorrow. And this is, I think, was considered to be police brutality, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there was no need for this kind of behavior. The cops are supposed to protect people, and All right, Eagles released linebacker Michael Kendricks, who has been on the trading block, rumor mill for several seasons. He was seen leaving the team facility today, and a short time later, new linebacker Paul Warlow was carried off the field after colliding with a teammate during their first day of OTA practices and suffered a torn ACL on the play. Oh, boy. So anyway, more on this story here with Singleton. He played at AA at Corpus Christi, Texas last season, batting .205, 18 home runs and 62 RBIs. He tested positive for drug abuse in January, where he was suspended 100 games. He was drafted in the 8th round in 2009 by the Phillies and acquired by the Astros in the Hunter Pennant trade in 2011. Singleton has not played in the majors since 2015, when he went 9 for 47 in 19 games. He played 95 games for the Astros in 2014. He went 52 or 310, and was regarded by Baseball America, a very well-known publication, by the Astros as top prospect at the end of 2011. Singleton's first test came back positive in 2012, his first month in AA, and he said he quit using marijuana for the rest of the season. After the season, during where he hit .284, 21 home runs, and 79 RBIs. He went to the Arizona Fall League, where he failed his second drug test in December 2012 with a 50-game suspension. Coming a month later, he was then admitted to a inpatient rehab program for a month. Singleton said he knew he had a problem back in 2014 in an Associated Press interview. Even after the second failed drug test, Singleton said he could not stop smoking weed, and that was bad. The rehab center was the best thing for me. Yeah, but you still got suspended to 100 games. So you obviously haven't learned your lesson. All right, continuing on with the story here. The mayor of Milwaukee is concerned about public backlash over the police conduct, as the video shows the stun gun being targeted at John Brown without provocation. That according to a report, and it should become public by tomorrow. Barrett said Chief Police Alfonso Morris had made a similar reaction to the video. The police used a stun gun on Brown and arrested the Bucks guard during questioning over a parking violation in a Walgreens parking lot on January 26th at 2 a.m. Personally, I don't see what he was doing at 2 a.m. anyway. Sources who have seen the body footage told Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel he was not all combative before the officers had used a stun gun on him. The officers involved in the incident are subject to an internal investigation. Brown was not charged after his arrest for obstructing an officer, and he shouldn't be anyway. I mean, he wasn't looking for any attack or retaliation. This is just police brutality. All right. Rams cornerback Marcus Peters was already making statements on the contract of their defensive tackle Aaron Donald. He says, "Banana man," Peters said. Yesterday, after the Rams' first organized workouts, Donald is a four-time Pro Bowler and current Defensive Player of the Year, and did not report to voluntary OTAs due to an ongoing contract dispute. Rams coach Sean McVay says he does not anticipate seeing Donald until there is a resolution is reached, and it is something I hope we get resolved. McVay said, as far as the timetable is concerned, we don't really have a date set for that. Donald is now, he's just turned 27 today. Happy birthday. And is in the 5th year of his rookie contract, and is scheduled to make $6.89 million this season, and is seeking to become one of the league's highest paid players. The Rams went through changes in their defense this offseason to accommodate defensive coordinator Wade Phillips on the 3-4 scheme that he has come up with. The outside linebacker was traded to the Dolphins, and the and the Chiefs and the quarterback Talib in a trade with the Broncos defensive line, and Upcon Seth as a free agent. All right. This dunks and other chances is what ruined the Celtics last night to win. They could have given them a 3-1 lead over the Cavaliers. The Celtics missed 15 dunks and layups overall, despite numerous second-half surges. The Celtics never got over the hump in Monday night's game at Quicken Loans Arena. That was the best 2 out of 3 to go to the finals. That's said by Coach Brad Stevens. It does not get much better than this. Ultimately, that anybody does not think this is going to be tough. I mean, everything is tough in this deal. It's a blast that you have to grit your teeth, get up off the mat, and go after it again. That's just part of it. Game 5 is now going to be tonight in Boston. Oh, they're right, though, too. I mean, this is what it's all about. LeBron history, LeBron James sets another mark here. He had surpassed the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in playoff field goals. He now has 2,357. He also scored 44 points in the game against Celtics on 17 for 28 shooting. He's averaging 32.9 points in these playoffs. That's the second highest scoring average. He posted an average of 35.3 in the 2009 playoffs. During last season against the Celtics, he surpassed Michael Jordan for number 1 on the all-time playoff scoring list. James also ranks first in playoff steals, third in playoff assists, 7th in playoff rebounds, and 16th in playoff blocks. Any questions?
No questions at all.
Yeah. All right. I'll give him credit for how good he is, but, he's also the most pompous, arrogant, player of this generation.
There's some of them out there.
Yeah, but I think he tops the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. LeBron, you take the cake in that one. Yeah. All right, so we'll recap the baseball's late scores here.
He even tops Kobe Bryant, too.
Oh, yeah. Kobe's team compared to LeBron.
Yeah.
I could have told you that myself. All right, bottom 6 here. The Rockies now taking a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers. No one on, no one out. Shaw is pitching, and Kent is at bat. Going into the bottom of the 6th, it's 2-2 now between the Mariners and the Athletics. Seaman, Lowry, and Olsen are 2 up. As they go into the bottom of the 8th. And that's about it. Everything else is a final. My notes are complete, so now I'll just hand back over to you.
Yep, and the Rockets just beat the Warriors, too, 95-92, to tie the series at 2 games apiece. Finally, an NBA, another NBA conference series that doesn't suck, according to Urinating Tree. So, final score again: Twins 6, Tigers nothing. Another example of why the Tigers need to keep losing like they did tonight. We need to stick it to their owner, Chris Ilitch, and his family for not having any passion for sports like his dead father, Mike Ilitch, had when he was alive. And he needs to sell the team, and he will, again, due to tax issues, to an owner that does care about the team and has the advanced smarts, including sabermetrics, and is willing to comprehend to every attention to detail, and so on. The Tigers need a much better owner, period. The Red Wings need a much better owner, period. At least Tom Gores is starting to care about his Pistons and their fans. At least Martha Ford and the Ford family are starting to care more about the Lions and their fans. They got a good GM in Bob Quinn, a great head coach in Matt Patricia, although he admittedly created a sexual assault crime in 1996, which was dropped a year thereafter. But the Ilitch family, again, has no passion. In today's world, after Mike Ilitch's death, has no passion for sport, especially not for the Tigers. Not even for the Red Wings after winning 4 Stanley Cups in their era. So, that being said, that wraps up the post-game for May 22nd, 2018. Before we sign off, we want to remind everyone to share this episode and our entire podcast from Spreaker on social media, because we want to tell them that the Michigan Sports Truth podcast is in search of a wider local audience and a wider audience worldwide that is fans of sports, especially our teams. So please spread the word about the Michigan Sports Truth podcast, its Facebook page, and its Twitter handle at Michigan_Truth. Listen to us on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts via iTunes. We'll be back probably sometime early evening. TTFN, ta-ta for now. For Lois tonight, Tenore, I'm Taylor Phillips. Follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips.
Good night, folks.
The hosts of the Michigan Sports Truth podcast do not take any suggestions or criticism from any member of its audience on how it should be run. It is up to the host to decide what they want to cover. They also do not intend to be any amount of popular in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Additionally, the views of the audience, right or wrong, do not reflect the actual truth revealed on this program.
Mission complete.